Hello, guys. Welcome back to another episode of Go with the Flow. I am your host, as always, Itsedddietheleo. Before we get started, let's take a moment to just thank ourselves for being here another day. Let's thank ourselves for pushing through the moments that we thought we could never get through. And most of all, it's just forward from here, guys. There's no point in going back. There's no point in staying stuck. But without further ado, guys, I want to get started on talking about today's segment. As you guys can see, the title of this podcast is The Power of Being Unapologetically Yourself. Now, some of you might be asking, what does it mean to be unapologetically yourself? Well, I'll give you my version of what it means. To me, being unapologetic means that no matter where you are, no matter who you speak to, you are your true, true self, no matter what. You walk into a room, you don't know anyone. You carry yourself in a way and you start asking yourself, oh, like, why is this person staring at me? And then you start like spiraling inside your brain thinking that these people are like talking about you or there's something wrong with you, and then you start like picking stuff out of yourself. And let me tell you guys, that will just lead to anxiety, that will lead to depression, and guys, we don't want that. We really don't want that. What I want you guys to understand is to be unapologetic is sometimes not easy. We find ourselves, being authentic to ourselves and wondering if everybody else will accept us the way we accept ourselves. But let me tell you guys a little secret. At the end of the day, no matter what you do, you cannot please everyone. You cannot please everyone. And it's the truth. It really is. For example, I want to relate to you guys. I want to be able to tell you guys a little personal story. I know that I'm very charismatic. I know that I'm very loud. I know that I have such a big heart and I'm like ecstatic. Every room I walk in, I have something to offer. Sometimes when people see that, they envy that. And it's not your job to fit every mold that everybody else wants you to be. That's not the point of life, guys. The point of life is to find your little niche, to find your little corner, and establish yourself and grow within yourself so that when you reach a point of, um, showing yourself out to the public or like a public appearance, a speech, whatever it may be, you have security within yourself that no matter no matter what you do, you will always stay true to yourself. And that's what being unapologetic to yourself means. Another example is, for example, take the word apology. Imagine if we would go around from our day-to-day lives apologizing to everybody for the way you are. Does that sound does that sound familiar to some of you guys? Because if it does, and you do apologize for everything, then you probably have some work to do. Now, when you finally identify the power of unapologetic, that's the moment you start to shed off a lot of people that you thought were supposed to be there for you. And then that's when you start to realize, like, all this time, all these people I would, feel sorry for or say sorry to, and they didn't value you because you gave them everything you had. And oftentimes we give a lot to others that don't reciprocate that to us. That is why it's so important to be unapologetic within yourself, so that that will never happen. So that when that does happen, you identify it and you set a boundary, you set a barrier, because your peace is way more important. Now, some people might say it's selfish. No. Honestly, to hell with those people, because they don't know what you've been through. They don't know what you have to do every single day to, show up and be 1000% yourself. They don't know. And that is the exact reason why we should keep our heads held up high, you know? And I understand we all want to feel accepted. We all want to feel understood. We all want to feel seen. And we all want to feel heard. But do not chase those feelings. If somebody is not giving you those feelings, then you must remove them out of your life, because all they want is to use you. And I will tell you guys this: working on yourself for the better is not always in the best interest, and is not always in the best interest of everybody else around you. Let that sink in. The moment you start to focus on yourself and grow within yourself, you start to realize that certain people around you were not there for you. They were just there for the entertainment you provided. Or sometimes it can be material stuff. And when you realize that, you realize how many people around you didn't actually care about you. They care about what you provided them. And my message is for that exact same reason. We need to hold that power of being unapologetically yourself. When you realize you have that power and control, nobody will ever step on you. And you should never let anybody step over you. You guys all have voices. You guys all have your mind of your own. Use them. Use them, because if you don't, the people that are just vampire sucking energy people will just take over and step on you and use you, and you'll think it's okay because they need help. But no, 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 no. Don't get it twisted now. Set the boundaries. Set the boundaries. Don't feel bad. If somebody's like, hey, can I borrow this much amount of money 1 week, and then the next week they ask you again, and the next week they ask you again, you look at your wallet, you're like $100 short, and you're wondering why. Well, obviously, because you gave them like all the money you had. That's when you set the boundaries. The truth is, in general, I'm speaking for everybody. Be yourself no matter what. No matter what. Because you are much more valuable when you're comfortable within your own skin. The doors for you open way much wider when you're true to yourself. Everything else starts to become more clear when you're true to yourself. Unfortunately, sometimes this happens when we get into relationships. We think that we have to divulge our whole energy and our whole being to the other partner. And we think just because we're in love, we're supposed to get that in return. This little mind game or an illusion just to keep them at bay with. To all my viewers out there, if you guys are struggling with this in general, doesn't matter if you're in a relationship, a friendship, family member, learn how to use the boundaries when required, because if not, people would just take you as a joke. People would step on you, not literally, metaphorically. Sorry. Yes, this journey of holding your power to being unapologetically yourself is going to be a hard one, but you must take it. You must take it, because if you don't, well, you're kind of going to be going in a little hamster wheel. You're just going to be going in a circle. And what happens when you go in a circle, you start to get tired of the same cycle. That's why you must find people that reciprocate your energy, whether it be friends, a relationship, anyone. If the other person doesn't reciprocate your energy that you're giving them, and they feel good about it, but then when you go around them, they're not giving you the energy that you gave them, and at the end of the day, you're left with nothing and you feel empty, then you should really recalculate everything you're doing with this person. Stop and think, what does this person have to offer? What does this person have to give me? You know, questions like that. It's okay to question. Communication is endless. It's okay to ask. You're not being mean, you know? Oftentimes we feel like we're being rude because we're asking this person to step away. You're getting too close, or can you not call me to this often, or you know, it doesn't mean you're being rude or you're being mean. It's just simply you need your space. And that's all there's to it. Now, if they take it personal, well, then that's on them. You cannot control someone else's emotions or reactions, you know? So, in a nutshell, truly, all I'm really saying is find yourself. The moment you do, you'll be much more at peace with yourself. And then you probably won't even want to be hanging out with so many other people, because you're so comfortable within your own self that all you need is yourself in your little small circle. Like they say, quality over quantity. That basically means you'd rather have two real friends than 100 fake friends, right? Which one would you take? Which one are you in right now? If you're surrounded by a bunch of people that are just materialistic, is that really healthy for you? Material isn't everything, guys. It's the soul, it's the connection, it's the human connection that really matters. It's the kindness, it's the gratitude, it's loving. At the end of it all, we're not going to take material with us. So, where do you stand right now? I believe this brings us to the end of this segment. I want to thank you all for listening. And don't forget to add my socials. I will leave them in the link below. Yeah, stay strong, guys. I love you all. And it's only up from here, guys. See you on the next one. Bye.